morning, everyone. I cannot hear myself, so I don't know if I'm on. Yeah, I am. Okay, that's all okay. Good morning, everyone. You're listening to Adrianna in the AM on WJLB 1230 AM 104.7 FM in Hammond, Indiana, and you're also watching live on YouTube. So, we are not, I don't think we're on the radio waves because our system is just acting up and we can't really do much with that, but we can go live to the people that are on YouTube at this point in time. Oh, I cannot hear a word you just said. I know yours is on. Should I grab a different one? Here, I'll grab a different one. I'll be our boss real quick and just switch in between right here live on the air. I have number 3
Okay.
now. So,
I can
now it works.
Yeah, I think it was my mic because we had it plugged in somewhere else
Okay,
because
there we
the
go.
audio on the producer set is all over the place. But Paul Goddard told us to stream to the 18 people that were on YouTube, so that's what we decided to do.
There we go. Thank you, Paul Goddard, for making the decision when we're looking at a blank computer screen.
Yeah,
back
we were
there.
trying to figure it out for, I don't know.
It was not
20
working.
minutes?
So, if it hits like 7 o'clock, that's when I'm gonna start calling our coworkers and wake them up on their Thursday morning, saying, "Hey, can you like do this for us?"
Can you fix our problem for us?
Yeah, because no, like the thing is, it's not that we can't. It's like the computer literally won't let us. So that's fun. But we do got a bunch of topics to talk about today, and we're gonna keep it lighthearted since it's just a fun little stream happening.
Yeah.
So, do you have anything you want to talk about before I get into the plethora of topics I got here?
I don't know. Are we doing traffic and weather? Is that still a thing that's going to go on, or should we just have some fun with this?
I was literally just about to be a full streamer. All right, chat, you want to see your traffic and weather? Yeah, I'd say let's do traffic and weather. Let's keep it as normal as possible. So let's see here.
The phone line still works, so if you guys are interested in talking to
There we go,
anything
yeah.
to us about,
Let me see
make
here.
sure you call us 219-845-1100.
Yep, there you go.
It took me so long to learn that phone number.
Really?
Yeah. But
I
now
think-
it kind of flows.
Yeah, I feel like I hear it all the time, and when I do, it's so funny. When I do my internship, I'm so ready to, like, when they're like to introduce everybody, I'm so ready to be like, yeah, Adrianna Alvarez, WJOB, 12, and I'm like, I can't do that.
You should. Give us a shout out on
Give us a
another
shout-out.
radio.
There we go. Let me take a look at the traffic happening right now. So we do have an earlier accident on the Bishop Ford I-94 West before US 6 159th Street. That was about 9 minutes ago. So if we were on the air, we would have caught that right then and there. But, we weren't. So that's going to have a little bit of slowdown. We do got a little bit of a slowdown here. If it can zoom in, that'd be great. Here we go. We got a slowdown right before you get to Kennedy Avenue. That is going west on, oh my goodness. See, I need to get a mouse for this because, there we go. On 80 West, you're going to have a little bit of slowdown. Hopefully it doesn't turn into something a bit bigger as the morning continues. You're going to have a little bit of a slowdown there on the connector on the Dan Ryan. 94 West, East 103rd Street at Stony Island Avenue. But Skyway is looking good. Lakeshore Drive is looking good. Of course, you're going to have that slowdown on the inbound ramp to the Dan Ryan. And other than that, I don't really have traffic. Of course, you're going to have a little bit of a slowdown on Stevens Expressway going north there by South Central Avenue. But I feel that's almost every day. So yeah, just expect that on your way. And Eisenhower Expressway going east and west is actually looking pretty decent right now. Nothing too bad. And that's all I have for traffic. Do you got weather? Or do you want me to do weather?
I got weather for you.
Yay.
So today is Thursday. What is this, October 9th?
Fix that camera angle, please.
My camera angle? I'm trying to get the...
Oh, you're trying to
the
show off the
clock.
clocks.
I'm
Okay,
trying to
I
get the
wasn't
clock
seeing that.
in.
I just saw like the camera and I was just like,
Yeah, so
I was like, you know how to do your job.
I'm not that newbie anymore, but so it's October the
Keyword
9th.
anymore.
Yeah, anymore. We're going to have plenty of sunshine today, but also a frost advisory, so a little bit of everything today. It's going to be a high of 65.
I was like, I wanted fall, not winter.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I thought it was beautiful coming to work today. I drove with my windows down. It was nice. You know, anything when you can feel comfortable in a sweatshirt and sweatpants,
There you go.
I'm there for that, you know. Okay, well then Friday, tomorrow, Friday night football. we're actually not going to be doing our Friday night kickoff. For those who care, we're going to be getting ready for the conference championship.
As I say,
the
yeah, keep
following
talking
week.
about that. I gotta find an extension cord real quick.
Well, I don't actually know how much Let me finish the weather. All right. So Friday, it's going to be a beautiful day for ball, for everything. It's going to be a high of 68, and we're going to have some clouds and sun. Saturday, it's going to go back to much of how it feels today, high of 65, plenty of sunshine. And then to close off the weekend, it'll heat up a little bit and it's kind of like back and forth. There's going to be a high of 69 with some clouds and sun. So it's kind of like Thursday and Saturday are the same thing, and then Friday and Sunday are the same thing. So I don't know, but that's how it's going to feel for y'all. So enjoy it. We're finally going to start slowly getting into the colder months of the year, and it's going to start feeling like that on a more consistent basis. I'm sure at one point, probably in November, probably early November, we'll get 1 week where it's like 73 the entire week. And then that's when it'll hit the final turn and we'll hit like 0 the following week. So that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm not going to talk too much about the football game because I don't know what Pete wants me to say or doesn't want me to say about what we got planned. But it is the conference championship, and I don't know exactly how the playoffs go, so it may be our last one of the season, in which case you know that we're going to do everything we can to make it the best show possible. So, did you find the extension cord?
I'm just going to plug in my laptop. This is why I write on notes. So we're good.
Yeah, she spends our entire PR class while Matt's giving a heartfelt presentation. She's out here typing away, doing her notes for the show for you guys. So don't say we're not committed, all right? Because we put a lot of time into this stuff. Well, Adrianna puts a lot of time into this stuff. I just get here before her to set up everything. And that's pretty much about it.
No, you talk with me and we talk about our topics and everything. But we're going to talk about some just stuff that's happening around in the region and also just kind of pop culture stuff before we get into the politics of everything because that's what everybody loves to hear about on their mornings. So the one thing, and it's literally the first thing written on here, I know you can't see it from all the way over here, the Pizza Huts are reopening in Northwest Indiana.
They were closed? I'm sorry, I'm not much of a Pizza Hut.
That was like a whole big thing that like they were all closing, and to get Pizza Hut you had to go across state lines.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know if I ever really cared for Pizza Hut. Even when I did live in Illinois, especially here, that's the one thing I'll say is like we have a lot of fast food chains, but we do have a lot of decent like pizza chains, that are not Domino's or Little Caesars or Pizza Hut or whatever it may be. We got a lot of like good, decent pizza chains, and that's what I enjoy. Enjoy that.
They were closed and now they're reopening. There was like a whole big thing with the owners. So that was one thing I saw and I was like, okay, there we go. Now we're getting those back, even though I think everybody already switched over to like Domino's. Because if you haven't noticed in P&W, that's all they give us because that's a corporate sponsor. Which, shout out to Domino's and everything.
Shout out to Domino's.
Where P&W is keeping the one open right there on Kennedy Avenue. If not, then the one over there on
that was nice too. That's probably why they got a nice building.
Yeah, I've actually never been inside one of those. They always get it from there.
Well, I remember, I used to live like when I first moved here. I was stuck behind an Old Chicago. Have you ever had Old Chicago pizza?
Yes, I have.
I fell in love with it. So I used to live in the extended housing with my father in the Marriott, right behind the Old Chicago Pizza on 30 near Maryville. And I would probably go there every other day and like just get a slice because I thought that pizza was so good. And then I like started like asking around, and everyone was just like, "It's all right, man. Like I don't really like it that much." And I was like, "What?" I was like, "This is like." Living in Chicago most of my life, you'd think that I would have seen an Old Chicago, but I never have.
There you go, yeah. So, That's one thing that I assume a lot of people might be happy for. I don't know. That's personal preference, of course. So now, next thing I got is that Netflix has come out with a new series, Monster, the Ed Gein story, that debuted at number 2 on Netflix Weekly Top 10, almost beating the Menendez brothers. Edward Theodore Gein, also known as the Butcher of Plainfield, was a serial killer and a body snatcher in Wisconsin in the 1950s. So I completely forgot that this was coming out. And like going into that, like, of course they're gonna bring out all of the horror murder documentaries and dramatizations of these serial killers. You're looking at me so. Your mic is off. I can't hear you.
I missed the name of the movie that you're saying.
Oh, Monster, the Ed Gein story. I hope I'm saying his last name right, but that debuted on Netflix, and I completely forgot about it. I know that last year. Yeah, it was last year. We were talking about the Menendez brothers, and I was talking with it with Matt, and Matt's like, I have no idea who they were. And I was like, what? You don't know who they were? But this guy, I might have heard stories from him, but he was a guy in Wisconsin that was just like one of the serial killers. So I'm excited to see how Netflix is going to portray it. Of course, there are all the dramatizations of it, so they're going to fabricate the story for entertainment purposes. So that was something that I dropped. Did you watch the Ted Bundy one or the Menendez brothers one?
No, I am deathly terrified of serial killers. So
Really?
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like I have a story for everything, so maybe I'll just like stay away from this one. But but yeah.
So I met a serial killer in real life.
Yeah. The last one that I like, the last like. I guess it's not like a serial killer, but the last like kind of like creepy docu-series that I watched was Baby Reindeer.
Okay, was that good?
I didn't get through it all, but for those who know about the Baby Reindeer reference, those who know. But yeah, it was let's just say it was I didn't enjoy it.
Okay.
I didn't enjoy it.
Was that something that like scared you and you're just like, yep, nope, we're done?
Well, yeah, it's a very real scenario,
Mm-hmm.
like being stalked and people, manipulating facts and just whatever, dude. Honestly, it blows my mind every time that I think about that
Mm-hmm.
show or that docuseries, and like the fact that the guy who directed it, like he was also the actor, and he was, it all happened to him.
Mm-hmm.
So he did everything, he directed it, he acted, and this was what happened to him. And that was, props to the man for putting his life out there. I don't know if I would have ever told that story.
Yeah. That at that point when they're telling the stories, I hope that the person who is kind of torturing them is away and is it correct to say like getting the help that they need, like if they're in like a psych institution and all that, so that way they don't go harming other individuals? Is
Well,
that the correct term to put
yeah,
it?
I think so.
Okay. There
Yeah,
we
they
go.
should, they should get help. And, if, the judge or God deems that it's his time and, he's on death row or, whatever happens, then it is what it is. But like if he has a chance to live, if, everyone's going to give him a chance to live, then he should, seek help.
There
Or
you
try
are.
and get
Yeah.
help.
So speaking of these murder stories, documentaries, and Halloween approaching, Halloween weather is soon coming up, and horror movies are in theaters such as Conjuring: Last Rites, The Strangers, Chapter 2, Good Boy, The Long Walk, Him, Bone Lake, Weapons, Coyote, and of course many classics being brought back to the big screen. Have you seen any of those?
I want to see him because
Him?
it's a football movie.
It seems interesting because
Yeah.
I don't recall seeing any horror movies that are sports related.
Yeah, it will be interesting, and the director is good. It's I forgot which one of the duo it is, but it's one of the guys, Jordan Peele, I think. Is
Okay,
his
yeah.
name. So he's the director of it.
Hmm.
So it's gonna be a good movie. I also Black Phone 2 is coming out. I don't know if you listed that on there.
Yes, that's in December.
I think so.
Okay.
But I know it's not, but it's technically still a horror movie. I love Black Phone. The first movie was so good.
It was weird.
It was so good, the first movie.
Yeah, I remember it was getting a lot of hate, and I was like, "For what?"
Yeah, I thought it was really good.
I was looking at like all the ones that are kind of out now and that they are coming out. I will say, Conjuring: Last Rites was
Haven't
disappointed.
seen any of them.
It was okay. I will say the Conjuring series is good, but for the very last one, I was like, okay, it's okay. It's okay. I was expecting more. All the jump scares are in the trailer, so I think that's also why I was just kind of sitting there. Which I like watching the jump scares. I will be in the theaters with my friends, and they're all just like ready to cover their eyes, and I'm just like sitting there. I'm just like, okay, when's it gonna happen? I know it's right there, like the jump scare. Like I anticipate them, but there are some times where like the Conjuring movies, like they get me where I don't expect it. So yeah, but I know that The Long Walk is based on a Stephen King novel, so I know a lot of people are gonna go and see that.
I saw that like a bunch of trailers
Hmm.
on it. They just keep walking. Just can't stop walking.
That's that's why I think I'm intrigued to go see it because it's a movie about walking. How interesting can this get?
Yeah, and then everyone was like, I forgot, I don't know the one character's name, but they saw him, and there's like 14,000 trailers on TikTok about um, this one Asian guy. You know what I'm
Hmm.
talking about? And everyone just goes nuts for him in the comments. They're like, this guy can't catch a break. He's like getting killed in all these movies. He's just getting casted into all these
Yeah, I know.
horrible movies. Like, you
Yeah,
know something's about to go down if this guy is casted in the movie.
that's like if Jamie Lee Curtis is in a movie and it's a
Yeah.
horror movie. They're like,
Mhm.
all right, who's she killing?
Yeah, literally.
How's she escaping? How's the babysitter escaping the serial killer? But that brings up another topic. What's your favorite horror movie? I got like categories to this.
Like I said, I scare very easily, very very easily. Um, I don't like horror movies. I would say my favorite one is
Hmm.
probably The Bye Bye Man.
I don't think I've seen that one.
It's it's probably because it's like just as stupid as it is scary.
Okay.
It's literally about like this like I don't even. It's just about a demon called the Bye Bye Man, and you can't say his name or else he's gonna come and kill you.
Oh, that's like when you're kids and you do the Bloody Mary
I guess it's something like
challenge.
that.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'm gonna have to look that one up. I will say I got a bunch of different ones that are considered favorites, but they all have different categories. So of course you're gonna have like your lighthearted Halloween. This is Disney or Tim Burton or something like that. And then I have the ones that like deathly terrified me as a child. So I will say Poltergeist, the original one. When I saw that, we have a caller. Okay. When I saw that, I was about maybe 10 years old. Now, I was watching horror movies at 5. And I remember my mom showed me Halloween. She showed me the first Michael Myers movie. And I guess at 5 years old, I had more common sense than the blonde running away from Michael Myers. Because I turned to my mom and I was like, Mom, why isn't she running faster? She can run faster. And my mom starts laughing because this movie that's supposed to like scare a child, I'm over here putting common sense into it, saying, "Oh, okay, of course the car doesn't start up," or "Why is this happening? Why is this happening?" Instead of being terrified. So then I watched Poltergeist. I think I was like 10 years old, and that was a movie that actually terrified me and scared me for some reason. But I think it's just because the little girl's watching TV, she gets sucked into the TV, and she's about to die from the poltergeist that's taken over their house. So in my mind, I go, well, I can't watch that much TV anymore. I'm going to get sucked into the TV like that as a 10-year-old. So I will say that was one that like actually like genuinely terrified me. And then I think my favorite series would have to be Conjuring just because it's a pretty good story. They all connect in some weird way. And if you got 16 hours to kill, you can watch them all in one sitting. I would say there's probably a movie.
Yeah, if you got 2 days to spend, why not just watch every movie ever made?
Basically. But people like they'll do that, and I'm just like, all right. But there are some that you can skip and everything like that. But we do have a caller, so let's go to the phone lines. Are they gone? No. Okay. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Adrianna, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Hey, look, I know the traffic trumps all right now, but I'm leaving a crime scene. It's an active crime scene. I cannot tell you what store it's at right now, but the cops, it's bad. Okay, it's bad. I guess the manager walked in, found some blood on the floor. went down one of the aisles, and there's blood all over these boxes. There's slashes in these Frankenberry and Booberry, and there's a giant knife that's stabbed right in the middle of Count Chocula. The scary thing about it is they think it's a serial killer.
You had us at first. I'll give you that. That was really good. Oh, I like the build up to that. You got a great acting skills.
Well, thank you.
Oh my god.
And hey, there is a horror movie that's based around sports.
Which one?
Teen Wolf. Sorry.
Oh, wait. Okay, yeah, it's like Supernatural, isn't it? I didn't watch that one.
It's more of a comedy than anything else.
Yeah. I remember when I was real little, and that was one thing that was like really, really popular, and everybody's like, "Oh, what team are you?" and all that for Teen Wolf, and it's football, right? I think
basketball.
That's what they play.
No, basketball.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael J. Fox is in it.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a little too before your time?
For me, yes.
As far as
both of us,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, Michael J. Fox was in all the Back to the Future movies.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you know that one.
Yes.
But I'll give you a good one to watch. It's a little bit older, but it's called Ginger Snaps.
That sounds familiar.
It
I
does
feel like
sound-
I've seen that.
Ginger snaps are also cookies.
Yes.
There you go. Yeah.
Yes.
So, caller, what is your favorite horror movie?
Honestly, I would have to say Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Okay. Yeah, that one's really good. I will say they do very well with the Dracula movies. Some of them are iffy, but a lot of them are pretty solid.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But you know what? I think the way that they did Bram Stoker's Dracula just like upped the ante on it. You know, the costuming, the acting. I mean, outside of Keanu Reeves, it was very well done.
There you go. Yeah.
You say outside of Keanu Reeves? I haven't seen the movie. Was he not good in it?
He's very stiff in it. He was just coming off of Point Break and Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, and here he's supposed to have this English accent, and you're just waiting to go, I killed a vampire, dude. And, you know, that was the only down part about the movie, but everything else. Gary Oldman's in it. He actually plays Dracula. Winona Ryder's in it. I know you guys know her.
Mm-hmm.
Love Winona Ryder.
I'm trying to think who else is in. Oh, Anthony Hopkins is in it.
Okay.
The guy who played Hannibal Lecter.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's another good one too for this
Lecter.
time of year too. It's Silence of the Lambs. Yeah. Funny story. So when Silence of the Lambs came out, I was dating my wife at the time, and we went to River Oaks movie theater to see it, and that's in Calumet City. And part of the movie, they show this neighborhood, and then they flash the city's name underneath it, and it says Calumet City, Illinois. And everybody in the I think that was the biggest scream that the whole movie got.
Yeah.
But it was just kind of funny that we're sitting in Calumet City and it pops up.
I would be scared.
You're like, oh no.
Say
Where am I living?
The only horror film my dad showed me, I just thought of it when you brought this up, is Children of the Corn. I thought
Oh, that was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and living
The
in
original one?
Indiana, you drive past cornfields and you're like, nope, I'm not going in.
Yeah. What'd you say, caller?
Did you watch the original one or the remake?
Yes. No, the original one. Always the original first
Okay.
with my father. But then we usually go to the
Okay.
remake.
How about Pet Sematary?
I have heard of Pet. I didn't even realize they came out with one in 2020 for Children of the Corn. I'm sorry, I'm just looking this up on the internet right now.
I don't
Yeah.
think I've watched Pet Sematary because I think the worst horror movie is any pet movie, because then I'm going to cry my eyes out if the dog dies.
This one's more of a cat.
Oh, it's a cat. Don't worry about it.
Oh, then it's okay.
So,
Cats are evil anyway. So anyway, please send all your letters and remarks to Adrianna at WJOB. No, for all you cat people. No, actually, the first one was really good, and then I thought the second one, because they remade it a few years ago, I thought that was going to be a little bit cheesy, but they put a twist in it, and it's more towards the book than it was how it was back in the day, and I enjoyed it. So yeah, I would check out those two, and I'm going to let you guys go. Have a great day.
Thank you too.
All right, thanks. Have a good one.
And beware of serial killers in grocery aisles.
They are out there.
They are out there.
Yeah.
All right, have a good one.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, so to wrap up on our Halloween kind of topic that we got going on here,
Our Halloween segment
that will happen every single day, Thursday in October. We're gonna take a break. Okay, so we're gonna take a break. I'm gonna see if Master Play will come back up. I'll probably start calling our coworkers and ask them to hit 2 buttons that we are unable to hit because our computer's down. But you're listening to Adrianna in the AM on WJOB 1230 AM 104.7 FM. And you're also watching live on YouTube. And I realize I say the station ID. We're not even live on the station.
But we exist there.
There we go. We're going to take a short break and we will be right back. Good morning, everyone. You're listening to Adrianna in the AM on WJOB 1230 AM 104.7 FM in Hammond, Indiana, and you're also watching live on YouTube. So, we bothered our coworkers. One of them answered, and they are going to try and fix our master play for us. But they said that this is an issue that has been happening, so it's not our fault.
It's never our fault, guys.
No.
Don't ever blame us. Just blame.
Except when I accidentally hang up on you guys, that is my fault. I do apologize for those.
I never do it on accident. No, there is times where I accidentally double click next, and I feel really bad because then they get bumped to the back of the line.
They do, and then they start calling, and I'm just like, all right. But since we aren't live, I guess traffic and weather, mainly because I just don't want to go get my laptop to do traffic.
Okay.
But
there is no traffic at all. It's a free run.
There's no cars on the road.
There's actually no weather either.
I think that would be my own horror movie if I just see empty roads.
Wait, okay. So me and Matt were coming up with our own movie idea.
Yeah, I remember you guys were talking about that.
I don't know, maybe I shouldn't say this because then somebody's gonna
steal your idea,
right? But I'm gonna do it anyways because if it ends up being a movie anyways, you guys heard it.
Put the camera on you while you're saying your movie idea.
Right. Okay. So me and Matt came up with this idea first. So if this ever becomes a movie, now we have video documentation talking about how we created this and that somebody stole our idea. So basically, it's about this person, right, who gets stuck in a time loop in their dream. So they do something and they realize that they're in a dream. So
sorry, continue.
I was going to say only blame Jen. But okay, Rick. Anyways, so you're stuck in this dream time loop. So, there's certain things in dreams that let you know that you're in a dream, and that's how people lucid dream. That's what Matt was trying to explain to me. You can't read signs, or there's a red ball rolling around or something, right? So the whole point of it is that this guy's day just goes super bad, right? Just something goes wrong every single time, and then eventually, he'll see a sign or he'll see the red ball, and then the day will reset, right? So eventually he starts to get fed up with this, just this time loop of him being stuck in a dream and a dream and a dream. He feels like he's never going to wake up, right? So then he's like, screw it. I'm just going to do everything that I've ever wanted to do, right? So he just, he robs a bank. He goes and tells the girl that he likes, that he loves her, just all of this crazy stuff, right? But then at the end, right, when he wakes up the next day, the day changes. So then he realizes that last day that he actually did everything that he wanted to was the only day that wasn't a dream. And then the movie just ends.
That's interesting. Okay. So then you got to get a part 2 of all the repercussions that happened because of it. So you guys technically have 2 movies.
Then there's opportunities for more than one movie and more money.
There you go, yeah. So to close out on our Halloween segment, there you go, a thriller movie idea, and it's going to be co-directed by Joe Cimino and Matthew Kaufman.
Yeah, if you guys are willing to work for free, let me know.
There you go. So in other news of our pop culture, Sean Combs received 4 years in prison and is asking Trump for a pardon. And I think that's a little insane. I was like, wow. Honestly, I was expecting less. Because of how much money he can throw at it and all that stuff. I was expecting less years, but to ask for a pardon, my God, you're going to get 4 years. You'll be fine. You did a lot worse. We saw the testimonies. We saw everything. But
can you... he only got 4 years.
That's the thing. And dude, I was like, you know what?
I was about to be like, I'm not familiar with the Sean Combs case. And then I looked up Sean Combs.
Then you looked who up, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like,
that's all you get?
That's Sean Combs.
I'm like, there's no way. That's all you get. But that's Hollywood. I guess that's all it is. That's Hollywood.
He should have gotten life, and he got 4 years.
He got 4 years, and he's asking for a pardon.
That's what I'm saying. Just take it on the chin at that point,
Don't be greedy.
Don't be greedy. Beggars can't be choosers. I mean, honestly, man, if I was him,
there's so much to say about that.
I would ask for a pardon, too. If I was him, I wouldn't feel safe in prison. That's all I'm going to say.
And speaking of people who might be going to prison, which with this case, I'm pretty sure this person will go to prison. Mark Sanchez, former NFL quarterback and Fox Sports commentator, was initially arrested for multiple misdemeanors along with what happened in Indy on Monday. Sanchez was also charged with a felony involving serious bodily injury of a 69-year-old truck driver, Perry Toll. Sanchez suffered several stab wounds, while Toll suffered severe lacerations to the sides of his face. The incident happened earlier Saturday morning when Sanchez allegedly approached Toll, who was doing his assigned work at a hotel loading dock, and told him that he couldn't park there. According to police and prosecutors, Sanchez allegedly climbed into the victim's truck and kept him from calling for help. The victim said he felt he was in danger, so he pepper sprayed Sanchez, and Sanchez advanced towards him. Out of self-defense, Toll pulled out his knife and stabbed Sanchez, according to court documents. So, I saw the picture of what the man looked like, the truck driver, and I was like, wow, that's crazy. So
I haven't seen it. What is he, like, old or is he huge?
Basically, how the news showed the image was the truck driver in the hospital, neck brace. You could see all of the stab wounds and lacerations, and the only thing that is giving him privacy is a blacked out line across his eyes. But you could see everything else.
Huh.
It was on ABC. I was looking at this and I saw it through different news sources, but ABC had the picture. And I'm looking at it and I was surprised that the family even allowed that. Usually they don't. So I'm waiting to see your reaction because I know you're looking it up. But
Yeah.
that happened on Monday. Yeah, there you go.
That's like not even like that's like someone drew the line on his face too. Like it's not even like
It doesn't look
professionally
professional.
edited. No, that's
So
terrible.
that happened on Monday. On let's see here. This was on Saturday, I believe. This is a different case. Saturday, a man charged after a 9-year-old boy fatally shot at Northwest Indiana home in Lake County, officials states. Raymond Bell has been charged with neglect and unlawful possession of a firearm by serious violent felon, reckless homicide, and obstruction of justice in the incident. The boy, Adrian Brown of Gary, found and discharged the unsecured gun involved in his own fatal shooting. He was found shot on Saturday night. So that is all of the information I had on that one. I couldn't really find much on that, and I'm assuming they're waiting for more information to come out on that one. Let's see here. Also, what's up?
Sorry. I think it's ridiculous. Like, I'm sure Paul Goddard could attest to this then, but like the amount of stuff that he has to post on his Facebook that are just actually terrible, terrible things that are happening in the region. So I went back to my hometown last weekend in Illinois, back Huntley, Illinois. Shout out to the Mustangs. But yeah, so I went back to Huntley, and it's just like it's just so completely different. You know, there's like you got, I don't know, the worst thing that would happen in a surrounding area would be like somebody running a red light. Like you send four police cars when somebody breaks a traffic law. Like that's how that town is. So it's so weird being around here and seeing like, I mean, I'm getting Facebook notifications probably every other hour from him, from Region News Source saying, you know, this guy's been murdered. This guy, you know, does things that I'm not allowed to say on the air, you know, stuff like that. So like it's all the time here, and it's kind of crazy to see. I get that the region's a big area, but like still.
I will say, if you're not used to it, it could be jarring. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely something you got to get used to. And I mean, even like not being big on Facebook like until recently, like you didn't even realize it. And then when like, you know, you have people like reporting it and you kind of keep up with the news around the area, and you know, you start to care more about, you know, your town and surrounding towns.
You realize how messed up the world is, don't you?
Yeah, you kind of start to realize, dang, like your parents kind of put you in a box, you know, and they do the best they can to make you feel safe, and then eventually you're just going to realize that you're not.
Yeah. That's welcome to life.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's see here. Tom Holland pauses Spider-Man filming due to an injury on set. I've been hearing a bunch about that and that they might recast Spider-Man.
Oh, ridiculous.
Because of that.
They're too far into this. Unless this dude, like, tore everything in his kneecap or something.
He had a serious head injury. So.
Get over it. Get over it.
So that might occur, but I don't even know what the plot is going to be for that.
They should cast me for Spider-Man.
You're going to be Spider-Man?
Yeah, I would be.
Do a flip right now on camera. Let's see it.
I die.
I thought you were actually going to come out here and do a flip. I was going to be like, all right, there you go.
Listen, I can do a flip. I've done a flip. I just need to commit to it on ground.
If I could do a flip, I would be ecstatic, but then also...
You don't know how to do a flip? You were a cheerleader.
I threw them in the air until last year, and then I was getting thrown in the air, and then I had people flipping me, and you hold the arms, and they flip you in the air. That's a lot easier than actually doing it on the ground.
So you've never done a flip before?
I've tried. I've never done it successfully.
I bet that if we went to, like, a gymnast, like, or a place where gymnasts go, I don't know what the heck it's called, a gym.
Just a gym? Yeah.
Just a gym. If we go to, like, a gym and we put some mats down, I guarantee I land it before you do.
You probably will. It's easier for boys to flip than it is for girls because they just have that natural athleticism to do it. So that's why when you see in cheer competitions, you see these guys doing these insane flips, and more than likely the girls won't be able to do as much as the guys can because of that natural athleticism for flipping.
It's ridiculous, those gymnasts. They look like Dorito chips. All of them. I've never seen lats like that on, like, men. It's ridiculous.
It looks pretty cool, yeah.
I don't know if I would want to look like that, to be honest with you.
Just walking in, hey.
That's what I'm saying. Like, these guys are literally 150 pounds and have to walk sideways through doors because they're just that wide. It's like Flat Stanley.
There you go, yeah. Let's see here. Disney and Hulu combines their prices. So we've been knowing about this, but they increased every single one of their prices up by $2. But that doesn't beat what Netflix charges you for no ads, and that is at $24.99. So Hulu will no longer exist. Hulu will no longer exist. Let's see here. Yeah, Hulu will no longer exist because of it, and it's all just going to be under Disney. So once again, Disney is...
What's up? Hulu's terrible.
It's not that great. I think maybe one or two shows will be on there, and they're like, all right.
I only go on to Disney.
Yeah.
I don't watch Hulu at all. Amazon Prime Video, terrible. Apple TV, terrible.
I despise Apple TV because they took all of the Charlie Browns and put them on Apple TV and will not show them anymore on cable.
Ted Lasso is just about the only thing that I ever had TV or Apple TV for.
Yeah. Speaking of entertainment, so of course we have who's performing Super Bowl. We've talked all about that. But Taylor Swift went on an interview because of her debut of new album, and it has not reached Billboard charts surprisingly, even though the fandom that she has, that she's selling out arenas and all of this stuff. She's made millions, almost billions of dollars based on just her music of going on a tour, singing songs that she's already released from years past. So her new album is not on the Billboard charts, not number one, I haven't heard it on the radio stations really. And she also claims that the reason she's not done a Super Bowl performance is because she's so in love with Travis Kelce that she is locked into him during football season more so than wanting to worry about what choreo she should do while he's playing. And I heard that and I was like, that's not a good enough reason to deny a Super Bowl performance. Mind you, yes, he was over here like, I want you to do Super Bowl and everything. That would be so cool. But she's over here like, nah, I'm locked into what you're doing. I don't want to worry about my own choreo.
I'm going to disagree with you here. I think that's awesome, especially if you're Taylor Swift. Obviously, like,
I get it. Like, she has her thing, he has his thing. But if they come up to you saying, hey, we want you to do Super Bowl, the biggest concert that you could ever put on, I don't know how you say no to that.
Because she could probably put a spell over 4 billion people and then have them all show up to her concert somehow with some evil witchcraft. But
All the guys wouldn't get their Super Bowl
yeah,
tickets.
yeah. I mean, I get what you're saying, but like at the same time, like I think if that's really the reason why
Hmm.
she's doing it, then
Like, good
props
for
to
her.
her. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
glad that their relationship. I'm glad that they're happy. Like
Yeah.
as much as people want to like hate on like because it is really really cringy.
That they
But
show her every time.
yeah, I mean just the relationship in general.
It's
But
became a
like
joke in our household. Every time that his team plays, my mom be like, "Is Tay Tay on the screen?" Every time. And we're like, I don't know. I'm not paying attention.
yeah, so I mean, yeah, it is it is definitely a joke. But like at the same time, if it's a joke to them and they're happy, they're taking it seriously.
There
I
you
mean, they're
go.
engaged now, right? So
Yeah, they are.
obviously they really like each other, and for anybody, you should be happy for them for
There you
that.
go.
And yeah, I guess that's all I gotta say about it. I'm not a huge Taylor Swift guy, but I'd rather have
I'm
Bad
not
Bunny than
either.
Taylor Swift anyway. So
I would recognize I recognize the songs just based on like the singer's voice because it's everywhere. But
I heard she actually was catching some flack for dissing Travis's ex on one of her songs.
that's one thing. People were saying that if the marriage doesn't work out, it's gonna be the best breakup album of the
Yeah,
year.
there you go. You want to see her hit #1 again? Just have Travis break up with her.
Temporarily and then make the album. All right, we're back together
I
now.
mean, there's a whole name for that, right? Like getting swifted.
Oh, there is?
Yeah, I think that's what it's called. You get swifted, right? And then you date Taylor Swift, you break up with her because she's weird, and then she makes an album about you and makes millions of dollars,
There you
making you
go.
seem like a bad person.
Yeah. And then speaking of celebrities, not to end it on a sad note with this pop culture segment before we get into the politics of it all. Ike Turner Jr., son of rock Tina Turner and recorder Ike Turner, has died on Saturday, October 4th. He was 67 years old, suffered from kidney failure, and recovering from a stroke that he suffered in early September after battling severe heart issues. The legend won Best Traditional Blues Album in 2007 at the Grammys as producer for his father's 2006 album Rising with the Blues. So I heard that and I was like, "Whoa, I didn't know that he passed." And then I was looking at the history of his health and I was like, "Oh, dang. Yeah." That but he was also really young too. For passing away at 67. So hopefully Paris's family, I know that is he did a lot of good work but he also had kind of a sad childhood as well. So I saw that and I was like, that's crazy. I did not think to hear about that yesterday when I was doing the research for this. But yeah. So do you got anything else before I go into the fun topics that everybody wants to hear about?
No, what is it? I'm assuming that's politics.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got 20 minutes, right?
About 20 minutes, yeah, before North Township comes in. We are also back live on the air, but we can't play breaks. So that's going to be interesting.
Well, we're halfway. We're 3/4 of the way there. We got YouTube. We're on air. Now we just need to be able to
Play
play
commercials.
commercials so we can make some money.
There we go. So, government shutdown is still a thing. We are a little over a week into the shutdown. So, let's see here. The air travel is one thing that everybody is talking about. Now, government shutdown has not surpassed 36 days. I think that is the record for it. I would hope that it does not continue into November. I hope it doesn't continue into next week, but that is wishful thinking because the Democrats and Republicans cannot come to an agreement. But if it does continue into November and into Thanksgiving, that would be a really, really big issue. So, for that, because, let's see here. Also, Sam has said that connect to go to my PC. It's on the iMac by the mixer. So if you want to do that, that will hopefully get us going on Master Play. But until then, government shutdown and air travel traffic controls will see major delays at airports due to staffing issues since the government shutdown that took place last Tuesday. Air traffic controls are considered essential workers, hence why they must work during the government shutdown, but will not receive pay. Airports that are short staffed of the following: Burbank, Phoenix, Denver, and staffing triggers, and Newark, New Jersey, Jacksonville, Chicago, Washington, D.C., and Indianapolis are short-staffed as well. Delays up to 2.5 hours were reported at one point. So now airports were saying that their workers called in sick and or don't show up at all to do their job since they will not be paid. Now, in theory, everybody is like, well, yeah, if I'm not going to get paid, why show up for the job? Well, speaking of not getting paid, a reporter asked President Donald Trump, these are the quotes that were from the live interview that was happening there at the White House. Is it the White House position that furloughed workers should be paid for their back pay? Trump replied with, I would say it depends on who we're talking about. I can tell you this, the Democrats have put a lot of people in great risk and jeopardy, but it really depends on who you are talking about. But for the most part, we are going to take care of our people. There are some people that really don't deserve to be taken care of, and we will take care of them in a different way. Another reporter asked why he thinks some workers don't receive to get their back pay. And he responded, you are going to have to figure that one out and ask the Democrats that question. Another reporter said that the law says that when the government is reopened, that workers will receive their back pay, and asked him if he's going to defy the law. He responds with, I follow the law, and what the law says is correct. I follow the law. Now, regardless of whatever side that you are on, whether you are the crazy liberal, radical left that people say, or if you are on the right side and you're MAGA Republican, whichever one, or you're mixed in the middle and you want to be purple, whichever one that you want to choose. I think that's a little concerning that the president of our country is saying that it depends on who we're talking about that gets their payback. And, of course, yes, Republicans are going to blame Democrats. Democrats are going to blame Republicans. We've already heard that fight over and over again. And he says that it really depends on who you're talking about. What do you mean there, my guy, that it depends on who you're talking about? Now, of course, everybody's going to speculate on what he means. You're going to kind of go back and forth of what he's talking about. You're going to speculate. You're going to bring out a bunch of conspiracy theories on what this man is going to say. For me personally, hearing that, automatically my thought process, and it can be completely wrong. I know it could be completely wrong, and it probably is. But when he says that it depends on who we're talking about, some people don't deserve to get their back pay, what are you going to do? Are you going to look to see who voted for you, who didn't vote for you, and whoever voted for you gets their back pay, and whoever didn't vote for you doesn't get their back pay? It sounds a little scary, but at that point, I wouldn't put it past the man to do something like that. And when he says, I follow the law, and the law is correct, I follow the law. That is the quotes that came out from his mouth. Now, my God, if you followed the law, why do we have it? And of course, people are going to say, you're always going to bring up the fact that he's a convicted felon, blah, blah, blah. Sir, you say you followed the law, but we have court cases to prove otherwise, and everybody saying, oh, release the Epstein files, release the Epstein files. Sir, if those are released, I think we would have proof that you do not follow the law. But of course, when those files are going to be released, what's going to happen? Absolutely nothing, probably. They're going to be released, everybody's going to be shocked, and he's still going to be president at the end of the day. Now, with this, and him saying, I follow the law is correct, I follow the law, Trump posted on Truth Social that Governor Pritzker and Mayor Brandon Johnson should be in jail for failing to protect ICE officers. This post came about after Texas National Guard troops arrived in Illinois. Now, Illinois, sorry, oh my goodness, I don't know why I said Illinois like that. But, so, he's saying that they are failing to protect ICE officers. A lot of people beg to differ that ICE officers don't need protection, and how it's all playing out is that Trump is basically saying, oh yeah, by the way, you're failing to protect American citizens because of all the violent crime that's going on in your city. Hence why we are sending in the National Guard. Hence why we're sending in ICE to clean up the streets of your city. and you not complying is an issue because you are putting your people in danger. That's one narrative. The other narrative is that Pritzker and Brandon Johnson are over here saying that we're protecting our people by not allowing them to be taken by ICE and or other possible kidnappers. Now, with that term is being thrown around a lot, kidnappers, and it's because people who are claiming to be ICE agents are in unmarked vehicles and they don't have badge numbers or anything like that, and they're taking people off of the streets. They're taking children, they're taking elders, and even if they are citizens or not citizens. So that is the two narratives that are happening here. So Trump says that these two individuals should be in jail, and this post came about after National Guard came into Illinois. Now, Trump wants the troops in the city to fight crime and proceed with the efforts of immigration. White House spokesperson Abigail Johnson says that J.B. Pritzker and Brandon Johnson have blood on their hands and accused them of standing by idly while innocent Americans fall victim to violent crimes, like we said. Pritzker says in an ex post, which when I was writing out all of this information, I so badly wanted to just put Twitter. It's still Twitter. But in an ex post that he will not back down. Now, Trump is calling for an arrest of elected representatives, checking his power, and said that in his post, what else is left on the path to a full-blown authoritarianism? Authoritarianism. Words are hard this morning. So, I looked at that word, and I realized that there are another two words that are thrown around when it comes to Trump. There's fascist and there's an authoritarian. I wanted to see what the difference was and if any of those things applied. Now, authoritarianism means a concentration of power in the hands of a small group of people who act in ways that are not constitutionally accountable to the people they are meant to represent and serve. So we got that definition. Well, we as the U.S. are becoming a competitive authoritarianism, which is basically where a leader comes into power democratically and then erodes the systems of checks and balances. So we are seeing this when Trump was voted in by a democratic system. He's trying to overthrow government laws. Yes and no. So now we look at this. Not all authoritarians are fascists, but it's claimed to be that all authoritarians... Not all authoritarians are fascists, but authoritarians are fascists. So authoritarian is basically like, don't look behind the locked door. You don't need to see what's going on over there, and you don't need to think anything of it. Whereas a fascist will do the same thing, but then cause a scene and blame somebody else. We see this happen on both sides, regardless if you're Democratic or Republican. We're going to see this on both sides. Now, authoritarianism is where one person or a small group of people in elite control will squash any dissent, which is basically those who do not disagree with them. Did I say that word correct? Will squash every, yep. So basically, they're going to eliminate anybody who doesn't disagree with them and control the media. Fascism is built on extreme nationalism, which is ethnic superiority. Wow, I realized as I was writing this, I was writing a little too fast and I can't read my own handwriting. Ethnic superiority, and a fascist needs an enemy, which can be seen with this situation that those are immigrants, minorities, and woke individuals. Left liberals, radicals, news media, and academia. So to make it in a whole nice little bubble, people are calling Trump a fascist because he wants that control of the media, and he is going to eliminate anybody who doesn't disagree with them. We saw this happen when he was at Charlie Kirk's memorial, and he was saying that he hates his enemy. Instead of saying something along the lines of, I may not agree with my enemy, or even the fact that he's calling people his enemy, he could say that he doesn't agree with his opponent, but at one point in time, we can come to terms with something else. That is what should have been said, but instead he blatantly said that he hates his enemy. So there is an enemy at that point in time. Regardless if you see that as immigrants, minorities, woke individuals, left liberal, or news media, or academia. Now, with academia, you may think that that's a little out there, but he was trying to defund Harvard, and when Harvard wouldn't give them the list of individuals who come to their school internationally, woke individuals. He's trying to take down monuments of different things that happened in history because he thinks they're too woke. Immigrants, minorities, of course, ICE agents are being sent in, and you're going to have ICE at the Super Bowl, even though you never had ICE at the Super Bowl beforehand, so why do we need it now? And left liberal radicals, you see that when you call the White House comment line and you get the message that is violation of the Hatch Act. Now, people say Trump is not a fascist because he's allowed another election, but some people say that this is different than the first term opposed to the second term. And also, what I found interesting is that there's a website called trumpactiontracker.info. If you look this up, it basically tracks every single action that Trump has done that is considered to be a fascist and authoritarian. And I looked at this, and it's actually kind of interesting. And, of course, people are going to be like, oh, that's just because they hate Trump. They're left radical liberals. This is actually somebody that's outside of the United States that is doing this, and they are going on and on about this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. So I'm actually going to get my computer while I do that. Did you hear me, Joe, when I said about the connecting to the iMac there? No? Okay, so basically what Sam said is go to my PC. That works. It's on the iMac by the mixer. So that one right there, just connect to that one, and we should be good to go. So let me see how far out this will reach if I can. Nope. So we're just going to put this down real quick so I can go get my laptop. You are looking at me with a very blank stare. Do you not know which one that is? Okay. We'll do that at the break right now. You're looking
regardless, it's not going to save the last 3 minutes of this.
No, so we're just going to keep going, and then
Yeah,
we're going to go into another break. So let's see here. There we go. Yeah. Sorry, I have like two things happening here at once. So I looked at this website, basically the welcome screen of it, and there's been websites like this all around. This one is just now coming to light. So it says, welcome, we are documenting the action statements and plans of President Donald Trump and his administration that may pose a threat to American democracy since the start of his second term in January of 2025. Each action is mapped to one or more 5 broad domains of authoritarianism, helping to make sense of a deeply concerning political trajectory. Every entry includes a source link and date. You can filter their actions by domain, by date, or by free text search. The full or filtered list of actions can be downloaded as a CSV file under Creative Commons license. We provide visuals of all actions over time and over time with domain, where you can hover over points or more info, and you can nearly follow a daily 3-minute video updates on their YouTube, TikTok, or subscribe to their podcasts here. These people are dedicated to put daily videos of basically what this man is doing. You know, they're certified haters. I think this is a big one for Trump. But, you know, so they have different things. They have total actions since Trump took into office 1,472. And they have them listed under 5 categories. 611 of undermining democracy, which is undermining democratic institution and rule of law, dismantling federal government. 359 of suppressing dissonant and controlling information. Dissonant, as we heard beforehand, is basically trying to squash your enemy and get rid of them at all means possible. And we have 410 of civil rights and corruption, dismantling social protections and rights, enrichment, and corruption. 402 of science and academia, attacking science, environments, health, arts, and education. 438 of foreign policy, aggressive foreign policy, and global destabilization and nationalism. They got charts, they got list of logged actions, and recently, of undermining democracy and suppressing dissent, Trump calls for jailing Chicago Mayor Johnson and Illinois Governor Pritzker, both Democrats opposing Trump's immigration crackdown. On Monday, so yeah, we'll just go through what has happened this past week, and then we'll call it at that. On Monday, October 6th, he has done a couple things. Undermining democracy, Department of Justice appoints retired Marine Corps colonel as head of new immigration courts. He was fired from his command post in 2013, and that is through the New York Times. So I can't really see that one because I don't have a subscription to it. I'm going to read the ones that don't have a continuation. Let's see here. Trump administration considers cutting billions in funds from list of clean energy projects, including awards for auto manufacturing and carbon capture, science and academia. Undermining democracy, civil rights, and corruption, White House may deny back pay and furlough federal workers, raising concerns to the administration might try to circumvent federal law and maximize the pain of the shutdown. Undermining democracy and foreign policy, Texas National Guard arrives in Chicago. Science and academia, Trump orders approval of 211-mile mining roads through Alaska wilderness to allow mining of copper, cobalt, gold, and other minerals. This was previously blocked by the Biden administration and would harm wildlife and indigenous tribes. There was a whole controversy with the Biden administration and us drilling for oil and all that stuff. So I'm pretty sure that Biden might have that one too. So I'll go from there. Republicans post fake image of Oregon protests. The image they posted is from South America, and the image was accompanied by the statement welcoming Trump's planned deployed in the National Guard to Portland. I didn't even know that was a thing. I might have to look at that source because I'd have to see. We do got some callers, so we're going to take those callers. Oh, no, we don't have callers. We're going to wrap it up. We got 2 minutes to wrap it up. Sorry, I thought you meant we have 2 callers, and I was going to go from there. But, so basically, that's everything that's happened just within this week. And there's more. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9 other things that happened just on Sunday. So I just find this a little interesting that there are individuals that are tracking this. And just within week 1 of his administration, there were 23 actions. And now, as they continue to rise, it's a little concerning for individuals that are living in America. And some people will say that there's nothing wrong. And there's other people that are like, yeah, there's something wrong. I think these people are trying to point out that there is something wrong. But we are going to end it there. Thank you so much for kind of sticking with us with these technical difficulties as we tried very hard to get started in the morning, but we're here live on YouTube. Thank you to the 14 people that were here in the morning. You guys are awesome, and thank you for tuning in every morning as we switch over into YouTube for WJOB and we kind of veer away from Jet TV and make that a sports network. But you are listening to Adrianna in the AM. We are going to try to get started on time next week. But you're listening to Adrianna in the AM on WJOB. It's 12:30 AM, 104.7 FM in Hammond, Indiana. You're also watching live on YouTube. Don't go anywhere. North Township Trustees is up next.